with my special guest tonight, Mr. Sam Phillips. We're going to jump right in. We've got tons of topics to talk about tonight. First of all, if you don't know who Sam Phillips is, he has been around the world. He's been a musician for several decades now, I guess I could say. He's been known as the man with the fastest hands, the king of the hand snappers. You're going to see a little bit of that tonight. Sam, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Dana.
No problem.
Many moons.
No doubt. So glad to have you. You know, when I first met you, you were playing with Tim and the Sultans of Bing.
Mm-hmm.
And you did that gig for quite a while. Played a bunch of shows with him.
Yeah,
but, you know, you've also toured around the world.
Yes, I had a great opportunity to go to Germany, Japan, and LA and New York, and go there and meet some heavy people and go on some very heavy shows and spread the vibe and the love of the hand snapping.
Well, you know, can you give us a quick sample of the hand snapping, just real quick?
Yes.
Nice.
One thing, you ever hear one hand clapping? Well, this is it. Thank you.
Right on, man. That's awesome. You know, it's funny. It's like watching you do that on TV shows like Arsenio Hall, and it was the Howard Stern show where you kicked that guy's butt. I saw that. That was awesome. But you know, you have been a Clevelander, right?
Yeah, all my life. I grew up in the hard part, the other side of the tracks in Cleveland.
And I know that you were very, very passionate, you know, about the issues that are going on in our city and around the world. Mm-hmm. And you know, we've been talking a lot about the collective consciousness, and you know, where do you think Cleveland? There has been some improvements in Cleveland, and we can talk a lot about the positive, but you have a very unique way of pointing out some of the negatives, but you have solutions and you have ideas, which is one of the things that I really love, you know, about people that don't just say, hey, everything's wrong with this, or everything's wrong with that. You've got some great ideas. You know, as far as Cleveland, right in your backyard, you're doing something to help change not only the environment, but the way people live.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, there was an empty lot next to our house, and we applied for the city. We got the lot. We built up a fence, and we build the beds, and next year we're going to have a working farm in Cleveland. We're going to get some chickens, and we're going to grow a lot of food. And this urban farming movement is the best thing that ever happened in Cleveland since rock and roll, you know what I mean? Because right now there's a food shortage going on with the drought, and we're going to have to go back to the basics as being farmers.
Your mic might have fell.
Well,
Let's check on your, up here. Is your mic up there? Did it fall down?
oh, yeah. Oh.
Ah, there we go. Let's fix that. All right.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Yes.
So, you know, I just want to make sure we caught all that, because, man, this is really, really important. So, you know, you guys applied. You had to apply for the city.
Right.
And is it a permit, basically?
They basically just gave us the lot. It was, they got all these lots in Cleveland right now, instead of people throwing tires and people hanging out, and they're giving them to people, and apply for one. Build fence around it. Start growing your food. Get your neighbors. Because right now, a friend of mine just posted on Facebook, her food bill went up extra $50 the last time she went shopping. Food prices are going up because of this drought, and we have 7 billion people on the planet. And people are all over Cleveland, my neighborhood, are growing their own food, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's, you know, I saw they were in the Plain Dealer and Scene Magazine, they were talking about the urban gardens. And so you actually get to sell your food, or you're going for yourself?
Well, it's Linda Wilder's Urban Ranch, and she's the head honcho. I'm just a hired hand, you know what I mean?
Right on.
Like out west, you know what I mean? And so I've been doing all the work, and she has a disability, and she's a great person, and she organized this thing on her own, and I was there to help her.
Now, when you how long ago was it that you decided to be vegetarian?
Well, when I was around almost 18 years old, I was thinking about it, but then I took a good hit of good acid, you know what I mean? The truth is. And so I came home and I was tripping my head off and everything, soul searching. And I looked in the kitchen, there was a big steak in a frying pan. And I stayed for hours looking at that steak, looking at the bone marrow, looking at the veins, looking at the fat around the pan. And I stayed up all night thinking about that. like that's going inside your body, dude. And luckily I didn't have a bad trip. I almost did, but then the next day I quit eating meat, and I haven't. I'm 56 years old right now, and it's really weird. I was working with my brother down in salt mines, and I go, hey Dan, I go, I'm gonna become a vegetarian, and he almost wanted to beat my, you know what? He goes, you're gonna become anemic. You gotta eat meat, the pyramid. But years later, when he got open heart surgery, he told me his doctor told him to quit eating all red meat immediately.
Wow. No kidding. So what what have you replaced it? What have you replaced it with? How do you get the proteins?
Oh, beans, salads, juice and everything. You know what I mean? I'm pretty healthy. Just anything without a hoof on it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And people are going to eat meat, which I'm not saying. That's an individual choice. Eat organic and eat little pieces. Because when I was over in Japan on the TV show, this guy that brought me over there, he was an old dude. I think he was a shaman priest, how he walked. I mean, but they'll never tell you that. So I asked him, I go, sir, do you have any heart trouble here in Japan? He looked at me, he goes, what do you mean? I go, guys your age, you have heart trouble. He goes, no, we don't. It's their diet. They use very little bit of meat, and they use a lot of seafoods, and that really blew my mind, so I started doing research on that, you know what I mean?
Very interesting. It's funny seeing you've had a chance to see some of the different cultures, obviously, and how they eat. What do you think are the biggest differences, outside of the way Americans eat?
Way too much meat, too much fat, too much fast food, too much processed food. Our ancestors, our great-great-grandparents, they would have a garden, you know what I mean? That was real food. Mm-hmm. Now everything, I mean, look at the obesity problem in America, man. We're blowing up, dude. All these food, all this meat got hormones in there to make them grow faster because everything's for the buck, man. You know what I mean? And, but I think it's changing. There's a food revolution going on. People are really thinking about what they're putting in their bodies, and I've seen that in my life, and I think that's a good thing. Right
on. I'm right with you.
You're right.
We've been using the Vitamix in our house since like March. Nice. And it turned into something that's a habit. Yeah. We love the raw food. We love to drink it and make milkshakes out of it. So I got a special one I'm going to make for you tonight at the end of the show. But when I met you, you weren't just playing with the Sultans. You were doing this thing with Daniel Thompson, and he's passed away. But his art, how do you think it influences the city as a whole when you have someone like that?
Well, Daniel has been in the trenches all of his life fighting for justice and a better world and a better Cleveland. He fed the homeless. He was anti-war protest. He would go visit prisoners. I mean, the guy did so much that, he was like the octopus. He went everywhere. And I knew Daniel, so I was thinking about coming up with a CD. I bought an ADAT and all that, and so I called him up out of the blue. I go, I'll come up with this percussion CD, and I would like for you to do some poems. And the reason I like Daniel poetry, because it was political. And I like political, and I like saying something in the art. I think it's very important. So we came out with Genetic Memory.
That was the first CD I ever got from you.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun playing with Daniel, and I got rid of all those, and then I started filming for Liberation Brew TV. It's a community access channel. So they gave me a camera and all that, and I filmed Daniel and a lot of things. So I made a documentary about Daniel. It's on internet, Saints in the City, 19 parts.
On YouTube?
Yeah, yes. The whole 19 parts. It's got Sultan the Bing on there. It's got drum play. It's got Ernie Cribb, Daniel playing with Ernie Cribb. It's got Dennis Kucinich talking about Daniel when he knew him back in the 60s. And it's pretty good, and I'm honored to document Daniel because people all around the world are checking out Daniel. So Daniel is living, his art is living through YouTube. Thank you, YouTube.
Right on. Well, let's show a quick clip
of
you and Daniel. What year is this from?
We recorded this, Dear Enemy, 1996, and I made the video around 3 or 4 years ago.
And this is called Dear Enemy?
Yes, Dear Enemy.
Excellent. We'll be right back with more Sam Phillips. Check out Sam here with Daniel Thompson.
Abandoned by women, far from the heart under duress, in the deaf deja vu moonlight. After the birth cries, the children spirited away into the thin air of strangers and painted blue skies or caverns of luminous handmade stars. And only to return to the road, the theater of the world, for the movement to make heaven and earth. Naked, imprisoned as if in a mirror, hungry, wanting to break through, the dream wounded, and bled into the headlines and the evening news. For an broken banjo in the dust. Their bodies sit, voices sing, we shall not, till redneck bully clubs swing. Flesh yields, unloosed blood flows, head rocks and rolls, stars appear, stars and bars, the long wrong arm of the law, Jim Crow officers, awful Caucasian rage, bird in a cage. Some of us want to know if you were human. Well, hell on things. Takes one to tell one, and hell is everywhere. Up north, the air fills, chills with swastikas and flying bricks. Nightsticks, that dark forest, moving like a river of pain, like a trial of Job, like a biblical plague, over the drum skin of the ghetto, over the fires on the plain. Now keep a sick white crowd at bay. Don't ask who they are wearing these savage masks. Just average is savage. Beaten back, driven from the edge of the crowd. They come back again, vulgar, loud, resilient as rope, full of hope as a lynch mob. Still the nightsticks do their job, keep us marchers on the move through the hostile neighborhood. A lot of frustration, and I imagine to their sorrow, those desperately against us realize they must borrow a page from our demonstrations, cool their rage, move ahead together, and sit peacefully in the street. Oh, sweet Jesus, what a red-letter moment of history, a moral victory, an epiphany. In a crisis, our enemies act just like us, using our own nonviolent tactic to stop us in our tracks. How do we respond to this rendezvous with irony, to this gift of nonviolence from those who hate us? We wait in silence, as if struck dumb. Even our preacher, bruised, whose words rang out against the first stone cast, now holds his tongue. No talk of dialogue, no reconciliation, no mention of redemption of the nation. Only sound nightsticks and flesh and bone. Stumbling, shouts, crying out, trying to run in panic and pain. Dear enemy, dark with blood, your faces are in broken mirrors. The way is clear. Dogs bark, and the movement moves on.
Excellent. And Daniel passed away, you said, in about '04?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. He passed away of old age, or?
He had leukemia.
Leukemia.
And he fought it, and then the last time he went to go get chemo, it just it took him
sad.
out. Yeah, it is.
You know, you've seen a lot of people pass, and one of the things that we had in common that I was surprised by tonight when we were talking earlier is that your early days, you were going out and videotaping bands.
Yeah.
And archiving different bands, and that's how I started Cleveland Bands, was doing the same
Right.
thing. And you know how important those memories like that are, how incredible
Right.
they are, and I guess that's what I mean by excellent. You know that
Right.
you've captured that.
Well, what
you know?
happened, I was playing at the Palomino Club with a stained class. It was a copy top 40 band that we were in. And this guy walked in, this is 1983, walked into the club. He goes, dude, for $35, I'll videotape you. I go, what do you got? He goes, this is a new video camera. I've never seen one. And it blew my mind right there. I go, oh my God, the future. And so we paid him the $35, and we got it on video. And we only had one friend with a videotape machine back then. And it cost like $1,500, one of them big ones.
Wow.
So I only watched it one time, I put it in the thing. And then I bought a camera from Ram Electronics, old Rick. And I started just videotaping band. I did All-Star Jam, I did A.J. Roby, I did Brian Davidson, I got Jeff Barga, Extra, all these bands that I uploaded on YouTube. And a lot of these guys freaked out because they never knew it was videotape. It was a lost memory. Then I came and visited them. Amazing technology, blows my mind.
Now, during this time, were you was this in the '80s?
Yeah.
So you were playing with Joe Average Band.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right on. And when you were, while you were out videotaping, you archived some of that stuff as well. Now, you were playing drums on a drum set.
Yes.
Okay. Because when I met you, you were mainly doing percussion stuff.
Right.
And I'd seen you play drums a couple of times, but
Right.
it was mostly, you know, how did you discover you had that talent? Where did it start?
Man, sometimes I was just walking down the street when I was a kid. And I was playing percussion, and I was back in the early 70s and everything. In the west side of Cleveland, there was all this Latin music going on. And drummers back then would just go in the park, and there'd be like, 50 or 60 drummers. And most of them were Latin dudes, from South America and all that. So I started joining them and started playing. And playing them conga drums, my hands used to bleed. So one day, after I kept on doing it, I go, wow, man. And it took me around the world, and it introduced me to a lot of cool people like Dana here.
So you can, so you can add that into the drumming when you're playing too.
Yeah.
That's interesting
Well,
technique.
Davis Kennedy came up with the song Sammy that we did with Hobo Monk, and and he sang it, and then I was playing drums, and we just lowered everything down. I would drop the drumstick and play my drum, and then stop and pick up the drumstick 1, 2, 3, and then go back in the song. It was pretty wild, you know what I mean? We did that. And,
Can you give us a little sample with the bongos you brought?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll just play a little a little bongo solo. You ready? Understand when we're ready to drop.
Right on. How did you get on the Howard Stern show?
Well, it's in this weird cosmic universe. I just came home from a gig with Sultan's a Big. And when you did a Sultan's gig, you didn't get home until like 5 or 6 in the morning anyway. So I was all burned out, and someone told me, turn on the radio. And I always go by my inner voice, you know what I mean? So I turned on the radio, right when I turned it on, Howard was introducing this guy who could play his hands, but he used snaps like this. And I go, what? I go, somebody in Hollywood stole my idea. And that's what they do in Hollywood, you know what I mean? You know, so I call up Howard Stern, I go, hey dude, I go, that guy's a clone. He ripped off my shtick. And I go, you talk about it every day to Howard, how they rip you off. So I like to have a snap off and to have a challenge to see who the king of the hand snapper is. So then they called me right back up. Casey did from the show.
That's hilarious.
And then they booked me, then 9/11 came, then they postponed it. And then me, it was on a Friday, I believe, me, Tim Askin, and my friend Tiny drove up there. And what an experience, New York.
Now, was Arsenio in New York as well?
No, he was in LA.
That's LA, okay. So how'd you manage that one?
Well, I was working for a famous professor, Rudolph Bubalo from Cleveland State. I was working on his house, me and my friends from Joe Eversman, my friend Keith, and the guy from Joe Eversman, we were renovating his house. And one day, I go, I'm thinking about sending Arsenio tape of my hand snapping. He goes, save your money in the postage. There's millions of people want to get on this show. Why would he want you? And that was the day I taught the professor a lesson. So I just sent the tape. Within 2 weeks, this woman in Dorian English called me up. And she goes, is that a trick, what you're doing? I go, no, it's really. She goes, I'm going to go pitch it to Arsenio. Arsenio seen it at a pitch meeting. And he says, what the F? How did he do that? And then she called me up and I was booked. And it's really weird when they book you on these shows, what they say, get everything, your suitcase packed, get everything, and you get to call in the last minute. And I got to call the last minute, and it was another Friday show, and they flew me out there.
They booked the plane for you?
Oh yeah,
set you up at the
they paid me
hotel?
scale. I got the paycheck from Paramount Pictures. I worked 1 day for Paramount until I was downsized and laid off. But you know, it was an experience, and there was a Hollywood agent there, named Mr. Harris, whatever. And I was in the green room, and I was drinking this Russian beer that flew in from Russia. This guy, you know, just opened him up, and I liked my beer. So I was drinking my beer, just smelling. I go, wow, man, I'm in Hollywood, man. He came up to me and goes, hey, kid, I like your shtick, see? Here's my card. You know, they pay good money all around the world for this kind of stuff. I go, wow, great. And I was thinking, I go, wow, I'm in now, man. Then he came up to me again, here's another card, kid, in case you lost the first card. Give me a call when you get back to Cleveland. Set you up. And I go, wow, I'm really in now, man. I was drinking that Russian beer. Then he came up to me a third time. He goes, by the way, why don't you have a suit on? None of my ex, you know, wear that kind of clothes and this and that. Then I told him, I looked at him, I go, dude, why don't you get the F away from me? You're messing up my 15 seconds. Then he told me, he goes, you'll never work in this town again and everything. I go, dude, I don't want to work in this town, dude. You know, I'm already here. Why ain't you worried about working? But when I was in Germany, I found out all about him when I was partying with the Germans on the Harold Schmidt show. And they were laughing when I told them what I told him. Because, you know, I ain't gonna be your little, you know, B-I-C-H, Mr. Agent. It ain't happening, dude.
You know, you're like, you know, a lot of people that I've grown up with and know who are musicians who all their life, you know, they strive to do something they love. And, you know, what we get out of it, you know, obviously there's personal satisfaction there, but you know, musicians and people that make their living off of it, there's so many of us trying to kind of fight for the same thing. You know, and the bars, you know, you were making $100 a man maybe in a bar in the 80s.
Right.
And that pay scale hasn't gone up.
No, it hasn't.
You know, I've done gigs, you know, in bars that, you know, they have great crowds and so they have the best nights of food and still,
Right.
you know, you still make less than $100.
Right.
You know, so there was, you know, what can we do about that?
Well, here's the way I look at it. I think musicians are some of the most hardest working workforce in America. And they get exploited. They're in bad working conditions. You're around alcohol and drugs and people with guns in bars and, you know, and they do this for years in the trenches. And when they get older or they get sick, there's nothing for them. Any other workforce, a janitor, a waitress, you're going to still get some Social Security. You're going to, you know, get some kind of benefits from your, you know, your job. So my solution is that the beer companies, for every beer sold, when there's a band playing, 10 cents or a nickel should go into a big fund. So you can have health care for musicians, where you can have vacation time and a retirement package and everything. And I'm talking about musicians that's prove that they are professional musicians and they're helping the local economy, because it's not just selling beer. The wing ding man makes his money cut. The DWI guy makes the money out. The numbers, how many people come out of that bar drinking, so they make the money. The insurance companies make money. The condom guy makes money in the bathroom. I mean, everybody's cashing in. And it's the artist that why a lot of people go and see these local things, and they're left out. And I think there should be some kind of safety net for professional musicians on a local scale.
It's almost like an extension of a musicians union,
Right.
where the corporations who are benefiting, obviously, from these sales give something back.
Right. It's really important. You know, some of these artists have been in the trenches for 30, 40 years. You know what I mean? And one of these days we're all going to get old and sick. And it's like, and they are hard workers. I mean, try to go in the bar for night after night from 8 till like 3:30, quarter to 4, and see what it does to you spiritually, you know, physically. You know what I mean? You know, and I think there's something should be done, because they always talk about the arts and the economy, and the creative class brings in new investments and everything. And how is that going to get trickled down to your local artists, the guys, the people that really make it all happen?
Interesting. You know, I want to kind of go back and show a couple of the clips from the Arsenio and the Stern show, and we're going to come right back, and then we're going to go right into a quick break. So, folks, let me switch over to a quick video here, and we've got several more serious topics definitely to talk about here. And I'm going to go to this one, I think. Oops. Oh. Sorry, Chris. Here we go. Big Chuck, Little John. Let's check it out, Chris. Thanks for your patience.
Okay. By the way, sitting in with the posse tonight, now, we had to decide who would sit in with the posse, what musician. And this gentleman actually, he plays the drums with his hands.
My name is Sam Phillips, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
You're from Cleveland, right?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. Now, where does the noise actually come from?
Right here, I hit him. See?
Uh-huh. Oh. Wait. Now that's cool, but can you get funky with it?
Yes, I can.
John, give me some funk that he can drum to. What can I say? I know it's funk. I wrote it. Sam Phillips on drums.
Thank you. Meine Damen und Herren, ein Mann, der unglaublich virtuos mit dem Finger schnipsen kann. Mr. Sam Phillips. Hey, thank you. Heute in unserer 50. Sendung. Und viele werden sagen, das ist ein Trick. Ist es nicht? Nein, ist es nicht. Michael, unser Regisseur Michael, zeig die Zeitlupe bitte.
This is Sam Phillips from Cleveland, Ohio. As you can see, he likes to drum, but he was born to hand jive. Sometimes he even does it in black and white when he's feeling arty. Old Sammy gets around. He's been on some shows in Germany and Japan with unpronounceable names. We're sure it's not long before he gets his own star on Hollywood Boulevard. Now, with talented hands like these, Sam is never bored when he's alone. Apparently, Sam's also a master of disguise. Do any of these guys look alike? Let's hear it for the many faces and talented hands of Sam Phillips.
Told him.
Oh,
the guy's name is Sam Phillips. I'm going to let you bring in Sam Phillips so that Bobby can meet his challenger. What's the matter? You ready to take him on? Here we go.
who's this?
Oh, this is Sam Phillips. How are you, Sam?
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
Sam, what's your problem?
What?
You think you're better at this than Bobby Badfinger?
Oh, dude, you know, I already know I am, because I've been doing this all my life, you know. And I'm the king of the hand snappers, dude.
And do you tour?
Oh, I've been around the world, Japan, Germany, and...
Snapping your fingers?
Yeah, and recently they showed me on maximum exposure.
Let me hear you snap a little bit. Just give me a warm-up. Yeah. Oh, this guy's pretty good.
Oh, boy, Bobby Badfingers, are you getting nervous?
Bobby getting nervous?
No, he's very good.
Man. Have you ever played with Jan and Dean?
No, brother, I'm in the Joe Average Band, Sultans of Bing.
What's your...
even know how...
Sam, is it hurt?
No, bro. I'm just waiting for the drum solo to come out.
Keep going, brother.
This is the drum solo.
I was going to say, what are we listening to?
Here he goes. Listen. All snapping of the fingers. Sam's eyes are closed. Really into it. His head is shaven. Belly distended.
Yeah, that's a bad outfit.
He grabs his hips. Wow, nice job. All right, hey. Oh, he's still going. Wow.
Ready? Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, come on, brother, goodbye.
All right, we got a quick break from our sponsors. Please stick around. We'll be back with more Sam Phillips and some promising, more interesting conversation right after a break. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Oh, great. Not another Farmville request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farmville request at a time. Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on Morning Show MorningShowCentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Project X Show.
Driven by porn.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. Project X Show. Live on MorningShowCentral.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen Pete 99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, Pete 99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to Pete99.com. Pete99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. Pete99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call Joe the Printer Guy! Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
Welcome back to Healthy Cleveland and Sam Phillips. Sam, you know, your Facebook post, I got to say I have the thing on my phone that dings me every time one of my friends makes a post. And I get several posts a day. I see your name several times a day, believe it or not, and I haven't turned off my notifications. But some of your topics are pretty hardcore, you know, and I just want to quickly talk about the Indians. You know, what's going on with the logo, and you know, using Indians obviously is something that you're passionate about. And
yeah, the struggle to get rid of the logo and the name of Chief Wahoo and the name Indians has been going on for decades. And I marched with Daniel Thompson and from the 90s, and I've been going to every protest and videotape it. There's one this weekend on Saturday at 5. And there's going to be one on Sunday at 11 in front of the stadium. And it is offensive to people of Native American descent. And it's offensive to me how you can make a cartoon of another human being that lived here, that had their land stolen and were oppressed and experienced genocide. And I think just the request should have been enough where they should have removed it. And I have solutions to this. I have solutions to everything in my own delusional mind. Everybody's got solutions, but here's my solution. Here's what you do, Cleveland. You got a losing team. It's the World Wide Web right now. Cleveland wants to have an image, but your image is 1800 mentality. And I love Cleveland, man. This is my hometown. Anywhere I've been, I still love Cleveland. It's my home. And here's the solution. Get rid of the chief, get rid of the name, return it back to the original name, the Spiders, of the turn of the century. I was researching it. Oh my God, the poster and logo was awesome, dude. A big web around the bases and the spiders and everything. And then what you do, you make a Spider-Man movie here in Cleveland, where Spider-Man comes and you know, he comes back and reclaim his rightful name that was ripped off by the dark forces of racism and ignorance. And so Spider-Man comes down there, he battles Chief Wahoo, he wins, and then he changes it back to the name of the Spiders. And then every time you knock out somebody, there's a spider come down from the rafters, take the opposing team, and put them up there and hang them, you know, all the ones you got out. So that's my solution to it, because we don't make fun of the black people no more. We don't make fun of the Italians. We don't make fun of the Irish. We don't make fun of gay people. You know what I mean? We live in a multicultural world, and it's time to go.
you know, speaking of multicultural, you know, we got a pretty big election coming up. And, you know, it's funny seeing, you know, all the different things that you'll see on Facebook, and some of them are erroneous and you don't know where they come from. My favorite one was that I saw that was actually pretty funny was the one where they're waving, Romney's waving, have a nice day at work, Grandma.
Yeah, right, oh yeah.
You know, and with the, well, I guess it came from the analyzation of their plan to anybody under 29 to lower their Social Security by, I think, 62% was what they analyzed. But you see a lot of different kind of stuff like that. You know, how do you filter it all out, and you know, how do you know, make a decision?
Well, I'm voting, and I just posted the other day on Facebook. I know a lot of my cool and groovy friends think I sold out and everything, but I will vote for Obama. And I tell them, I go, this is the reality of the world that we live in at this moment. And whoever has that office has their finger on that bomb. And, you know, in social services, you cannot just start cutting grandma and grandpa and people off, you know, Social Security, start cutting back. And I have other solutions for this. Humanity's got to have a spiritual awakening. And the new jobs of America in the world is not going to be wars and greed and the sports stars and movie stars and rock stars. You know, the party's over. The full jobs right now that I like to see that would really help everybody spiritually and give people hope. Let's start cleaning up the planet. Let's start cleaning all that plastic in the oceans, in the Pacific, the garbage patch. Let's start replanting the rainforest. Let's start feeding the poor. Let's invest in human beings. Because the way we're going right now, talk to any psychologist. It's psycho and it's suicidal. And you know, and I want to see a better world. Because here's the way I look at it. I remind myself every day, I'm just checking, passing through here, man. You know, any day I can check out, and I ain't taking none of this with me. But I'd like to see something left for the future generations, my kids, and your kids. We could do these things.
You know, in the future, with technology, looks pretty crazy. You know, if you try to look ahead, you know, have you ever heard of Kurzweil?
No.
No, he predicts future technologies, and I'd mentioned him on a show a few months ago, and it's crazy how he's foreseeing technology and biology combined, and it's like we were talking about, technology can take over everything, like the holograms. We were talking about one day they might even show those in bars and do away with musicians altogether. In the bars, because they can show a hologram of the Beatles or the Stones or whatever.
More unemployment, less bands. But here's the way I look at it. In my weird, I try to keep an open mind on everything, because I'm here, and that means, who are we? I'm here. I mean, it's amazing. You got 100 years ago, you didn't have this technology. 30 years ago, you didn't have this. And the question is, who are we, and what are we doing? And I feel that when the big sun flares goes off on the sun, which scientists are predicting, it's going to shut it all down. And we're going to go back to square one, hunting and gathering. I do believe this happened many times throughout our history. They're already finding stuff, old computers in the ocean, ancient stuff, Atlantis. You know what I mean? Mother Earth will humble us. You know what I mean? We might be riding high right now, but that's the last time some spots happened was in the 1860s. It burned out every telegraph in America. And they said that, and scientists are scrambling on how they're going to protect these satellites when this does happen, when these rays come. So I think we're going to get shut down because we got to get back to the basics. I love technology, but man, it's like, let's grow food. Let's feed each other. If we get together these problems and we get the whole universe to share. But the way we're going right now, we're going out there with military and everything, and there are aliens out there. And all the astronauts, they said they seen weird stuff flying out there when they were walking on the moon and everything.
No, we can't go, through this interview without talking about the video that you took over the Key Tower. What were you doing there? It was early in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning. And that's when I was homeless. And I was like, spiritually, I was like out in the wind. I was free. And I was spiritual, and I was at an 8-day peace vigil at the Soldiers Singles Monument. And everybody else was snooping in these tents because we had a permit to stay out there. And it was all against the war and all the war dead. And I was out there by myself, I had my poncho on, and I always had my camera because I filmed for Liberation Brew TV, cable access. And I was there meditating, and I looked up by the tower, and this light was looking at me. And I went, what the hell is that? I had to do a double take. And I told everybody, I go, hey, everybody, wake up, come out here, check this out. And you can hear it on the video, it's on YouTube. So I turned on my camera and started filming it. And it's really weird, the camera that I had was, my other camera broke that week. My nice camera, this camera didn't even have, not even a viewfinder. The camera's so bad that the tape is still in the camera, won't eject. So I caught it. And this thing was doing movements and everything. There was multiple witnesses, nobody was drinking, nobody was smoking nothing, because we had a permit, we would not disrespect, Soldier Singles Monument like that. It was there for a peace vigil.
Well, CBS picked up on this, and we got a clip of it we're going to show real quick. And let's go to that. And how did you get this to them? Did they pick up on it right away, or?
Well, I was like, I go, no, people's got to see this. I go, what is this? And the question is, even if it wasn't aliens or whatever, what is the light doing on the tower at the age of terror, not that long from 9/11? Right. And flying around, and it's a big financial institution.
And nobody knows what it is.
Oh, no, everybody got dumb. No, I didn't see nothing. Just one thing. That's why I do believe the men in black, they are here. Nobody wants to even have a discussion about aliens, about lights flying in the sky, pilots seen them, military people, astronauts, presidents, our Congressman Dennis Kucinich. And why don't we take a scientific look at it and see if it's a natural phenomena, see if it's just part of nature, but something's going on, and nobody wants to discuss that. They want to discuss a Browns victory.
Go Browns. Well, check this out. We'll be right back. Minute 26.
Going off.
Watch this amateur video closely, and you'll see a mysterious white light flying above Key Tower.
What the hell is it?
Sam Phillips recorded this video in the early morning hours of Saturday, March 10th.
It was making maneuvers. It was going really weird. It was just shooting out and come back and going towards the light.
and I never seen it like it.
A similar sighting was made the following night, but this is the only known video of the unidentified object in the air.
I wasn't afraid, but I felt like something zapped my energy because I slept 3 days after that.
No lights flying above Key Bank Tower tonight, but Phillips says what he saw that he captured on DVD may have appeared because there was a peace rally going on down below.
I believe it was a UFO that came to the peace vigil because peace is a universal thing, and we are in dire straits on this planet, and we need any little bit of help that we can get, you know, from this planet or beyond.
Phillips says he's contacted police, hoping someone will be able to explain what he and close to a dozen others saw.
I want an explanation. I want to know, what is lights doing on top of a building in the age of terror.
So far, no answers, only questions and intrigue about what may still be out there up above. In Cleveland, Denise Strelzik, 19 Action News.
Right on. That's crazy. And to be there just at that right time to catch something like that, it's rare.
Yeah, and that thing was studying me, you know what I mean? And it was like, whatever that thing was, and there was no sound, and it made movements like here, then we went over there, and I had multiple witnesses. And I had a woman there was at the peace vigil. She was the doctor at Cleveland Clinic. She would not even comment because she's more into science. She's the doctor. But she told me around a year later at Lakewood City Hall at this council meeting, she pulled me aside. She goes, I can't get that thing out of my head. What was that? I go, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, and it just makes you just open the mind.
Sure.
It's a big universe out there. You know what I mean? I was listening to NPR, and they had on set last Saturday, and they had on their science show, they had a quiz. How many planets are in our solar system? Is it thousands, or is it hundreds of thousands, millions, or billions or hundreds of billions? And their correct answer was hundreds of billions of planets just in our solar system. And that blows my mind, man.
If you count all the little ones?
Oh yeah, little ones. There's all kinds of stuff out there,
Everything
man.
that's orbiting the sun.
Right.
You know, you're not done yet. At 58, you're still going. You've got a new CD you're promoting with some new songs on it.
Yeah, called Crazy Man. You know, I'm just uploading it. I'm recording my good friend Keith Thornhill, Eli Fletcher. That's his street performer name. And I've just been recording and making music videos and staying home with my girlfriend, playing my garden, hanging out with my cats, and basically just being mellow, man.
Right on.
You know what I mean?
And you're using the internet, obviously, to share this with the world still.
Yes. I mean, the internet has changed the whole thing for artists all around the world. And a lot of people said it's a bad time for the arts. It's the best time in the arts, believe me. You know, so people ain't getting record deals. Who wants a record deal anyway? I mean, it's all cutthroat. I mean, most artists never see the light of day, and they wind up owning you and everything. So put out your stuff out there, and you go regional, and then on the internet you can share with the whole world. It's amazing how many hits I get.
We're going to check out a song called Stuff
from
the Crazy Man CD you
Yes.
recently uploaded with this video that you made yourself. Right?
Yes, I made it, and I got other clips, and you know, and it's about stuff. It's about how much stuff do we really need, and at the expense of what? Because really, stuff always equals garbage. Always remember that.
More
Always
stuff.
more stuff.
It makes me think about, remember George Carlin, A Place for My
Oh,
Stuff?
yeah.
That was hilarious.
George Carlin, my
When we
hero.
come back after the video, we're going to make a very special smoothie for Sam, our nice raw food smoothie. We'll be right back here. This is Sam Phillips in Crazy Man, and the song is called Stuff.
Hello. My name is the faceless man on the streets. Trying to find a home and a place to sleep. Too tired to think. So I walk Try to find a place.
Just fade away.
Where I can rest my feet. We live in the most richest and powerful nation ever in the history of stuff. But people can't find a place to sleep. Empty buildings. Empty house. But people had to live in the street. You call yourself a Christian nation. But you hate the poor. And you love the rich. Hoping to get an opportunity to further your career. People will sell their soul to get on the ladder. Yeah, here we go. Down, up the ladder. Who are we going to kick off the ladder? Because I have to get up the ladder. Corporate mentality, brutality, and it sinks into the abyss of hell. I gotta get mine. I can't worry about other people starving. I can't worry about that war. I gotta worry about my career. So I can get some stuff, so I can pack in this stuff, so I can go get more stuff, because I can never get enough stuff. So as I work harder and work harder to get more stuff, and I get more. So if you go on in this corporate mentality, capitalist hellhole that we all love. Not all, but most do love it. They like their little trinkets and their little comfort zones and their little fake security blankets. And then they always have their cheapest filters to help filter the sin away. Especially when you have to screw your neighbor that day. You got to screw them out of a little bit of money. Yeah, because you got to have that money to make a profit, because you got to think about you, number one, because it's all about number one and the mentality of the frontiersman of 1890. So I never signed on to the 1492 program. I never really wanted your stuff. I never signed on to the Rockefeller program. I don't need stuff to say that I am a human being on this planet. I'm just passing through. You can all have the stuff, you can fight for the stuff, you can work all your life for the stuff, but my friends will find it in the garbage, and they will have to clean up the mess that you left behind, because you had to get more stuff. Because if you don't have stuff, you're not a human. You're not a winner. You don't want to be a loser. No, losers not allowed. Yes, we all want to be winners. Winners at all costs. Gotta get some of that more green paper in my pocket.
Meanwhile, back in the jungle.
So as we go on this road of the hellhole road of consumerism and capitalism and mass denial, and as we go on this road, only thing we care about is more stuff.